Namaste, salam, sat sri akal, good morning. This is Kapil Chawla again with you on his show Exploration with Kapil Chawla. Today we have a very special guest from Philippines, Irene Chan. She is the co-founder of OneStopLife. She's also a writer. She's a yogi, and she's a Greek. I think I match a lot of things with her, except for writing. I am a writer as well because as a lawyer, I do write things as well. So I'm not writer in the classic sense of things. I'm not an author, but yeah, I am a writer as well. But I share a lot of common things with her. So today I'm going to introduce you to a very special guest, Irene. Hi, Irene.
Hi, so thank you so much, Kapil, for the introduction. And you're right, actually, we have a lot. So, Kapil and I talked before the broadcast, and we have a lot of things in common. So, especially, we are both lifelong learners, so we're very excited to learn new things. And one of the things that Kapil is recently learning is also broadcasting, like me. So, we're like investing both our time in learning how to broadcast better and to connect with people through broadcasting. So it's really a pleasure to be here. And I hope that I can answer all of your questions and also to help your audience with any questions that they have about writing. So I guess I'm a writer in a traditional sense. I haven't written any fiction books, but I write a lot. So I write, I've been published in different websites, mostly writing articles. So, yeah.
Okay, as we were talking before we started, like I wanted to know about you from the professional side or from your educational background. Can you tell us something about your professional background and your educational background, my audience?
Sure, I'd love to share that. It's something I'm very passionate about. So when I was actually about to choose my degree, my family asked me to take computer science because at that time that was like the major. Like you get paid higher if you get an IT or a computer science. I actually got a scholarship, but I said no. I don't want to learn. I don't want to spend 4 years of my life learning something that I don't enjoy. I mean, I enjoy technology now. Like, I really love the tech side of things. But at that time, I wanted to pursue my passion, which is literature and broadcasting and communication. So at the last minute, I actually changed my major to broadcast communication from computer science because I couldn't make I just couldn't imagine learning computer science for 4 years. And I'm pretty sure that I was going to fail. Like it will take me probably more than 4 years to graduate in computer science. So anyway, so I took broadcast communication, and on my second year, I took a second major, which is literature, because I thought that they like a good they complement with each other. So like in literature, I get to discover different authors, their themes, how they write, and how I can get their kind of their style, incorporate that in the things that I create, such as because my course was mostly producing radio shows and a bit of TV. So I thought they complement each other. So I studied in University of the Philippines, which I'm proud to say is like the best. So it's I'm sure a lot of the people will kind of argue what's the best university in the Philippines, but I'm happy to say that I think University of the Philippines is the best, and I'm very, very honored that I got to study there. So hey, Rehan, thank you for joining. 2 majors in 4 years, and everyone was happy. I was happy because I enjoyed what I learned.
Thank you for that, Irene. I have few guests, and you have already waved to Rehan, and I have other special guest, Surpreet Arora. And I'll request all of them and people who are watching to share this video on their timeline. That will be very helpful so that more and more people can join us. Yeah, so we'll continue our interview, Irene. So I understand that you, instead of choosing computer science, you went for mass communication course, which is was of your liking. That is really great because I really encourage people to study what they really want to study, not what is in thing, what you call like that time. I do understand, and it's like since almost 25 years now, the computer has been in thing, but that doesn't mean that it is in thing for all people. It is in thing for people who want to study, and leave it rest of the thing to people who don't want. Like we need professionals in every area. Like mass communication is a very important subject, and it should be studied by people who are passionate. So that is really great of you. So yeah, so what after mass communication? What was your path ahead? Like what did you do after mass communication? Your
So
professional life.
after I graduated, here's the thing. So I was kind of feeling brave about my decision to pursue communication as a degree. But after graduation, I kind of got scared. Like, what the hell am I gonna do with a broadcast communication degree? I kind of got scared applying in TV stations and radio stations. So I took a job that's the safest one. Like, it paid at this time in the Philippines when I graduated. It was the call center was very popular. So it was one of the highest paying jobs, and I knew that when I apply, I'm gonna get accepted because I had a background in communication. So I spoke well compared to other people who are applying. So I knew that I had the advantage. So I applied in the call center industry. I did customer service for 3 years, and I kind of enjoyed it because it was still communication in a way. I got to speak every day to people from around the world. But the only thing that and also I had great office mates, and we had a great office because the company spent a lot of money in making the office great. Like there's like it's just the office for call centers here in the Philippines is just really good, especially if you're a companies with like HSBC, big companies, call center companies. So I really enjoyed that, but I knew that it was something that I knew it was not something that I was supposed to do. And after 3 years, I felt very burnt out. So I decided to pursue my passion in writing. So at that time, I quit. I took whatever job that I can in working from home. Like I was an SEO writer. I was a virtual assistant. I took any job that will allow me to still get my salary from the call center. At the same time, I spent a lot of time honing my writing skills. So I put up a blog called girlygeek.ph. So a lot of my people in my circle actually know me as like the girly geek. So that's when I started writing about technology, consumer technology, not about programming. So like I would write about the best apps, like best productivity apps, and what kind of how you can improve yourself better using the technology that we already have, like smartphones. So that's what I did. So call center, a bunch of jobs in the home, doing SEO and stuff. And then eventually this is when the Israeli companies found me. So they found my blog, and they thought that, my writing was great, and they needed someone to create content for their app and for their social media pages. So that's when they found me, and they hired me as a freelance writer on their team. So yeah, and
Wow.
that same team actually. So the CEO hired me as a freelance writer. Now we co-founded OneStopLife.
Wow. So that is also a great journey where you have not chosen something which was given to you on plate, but you decided to have your own buffet and decide things on your own. That's really
Yeah.
like it. I really like people doing that. So
Thank you.
before we come to One Stop, because I want to touch one more area, like which you say
Sure.
spoken about being a writer, being a yogi. Also, you have spoken. You like yoga. I'll come to One Stop, but then I want to touch upon the interesting thing is you said in your profile you say a geek married to another geek. So that's also a very interesting thing. So tell me something about your partner. Like how did you get to know? Like he's a geek, you are a geek. So how things gelled with you? I know, like people do say something like opposite attracts, but here similar people getting attracted. So tell us something about that.
Sure, that's actually a very interesting question. The thing is, I think we're opposites, so we have the same interests. Like we like the same movies, we like the same video games, and we can discuss these topics all day. But on the other hand, we're totally different people. I'm very creative, while my husband is very analytical, and so we're like left brain, right brain. So like I always see the arts side of stuff while he sees the practical side of stuff. I actually wrote a blog post about how he proposed. So and I wrote it for myself and for my friends because it's I think it's like one of the most romantic proposals. So he plays this video game where there is a legendary item. So a legendary item, when you have it, you can't separate your character from it. So like you can't sell this item and you can't separate it from the character. So when he asked me to marry me, so instead of he said, "Will you marry me?" He said, "Will you be my legendary?" So I was like, I thought it was really cool, and it was a very long day and I had no idea it was happening. Like the whole day was talking about the game and how legendary items are made. I can actually share with you the article because I feel like it's very hard to explain the whole thing. But being a geek married to another geek, it's a very interesting. It's a very interesting relationship because geeks are very passionate. So like you never run out of things to talk about. So we argue about stuff about The Walking Dead or the Game of Thrones, like what you think about this character. So it's a very, our days are always filled with interesting arguments and discussions about stuff that we're passionate about.
I'm still not sure about that word you said. Is it argument or it is a dialogue happening? Dialogue which is a dance between the couple.
Because sometimes we don't agree in stuff like this character did this or this movie is great, but I think it's crap. So those are the arguments that we usually have.
Okay, got it. So, okay, I just wanted to remind our viewers, like if they are watching us, please do share it on their timeline. Irene, I think you have not shared as well. So please, I've tagged you. Can you please interview on your timeline? And also a request about that article which you mentioned, put in the comment section.
Yes, definitely. I'll be happy to share the articles and related to how the Israeli startup found me, and if people are interested, how my husband proposed to me. So yes, I'd be happy to share them on the comment section.
Okay, thank you very much. So coming to your professional thing, like the OneStop.com, please explain us what is this concept, like OneStop.life. So what is this concept?
Sure. So I want to go back a little bit so I shared with you my passion with video. So when I started my blog, I also started a YouTube channel. So in my YouTube channel, my goal was because I love people like Marie Folio, Robin Sharma. These are people that I really admire, and like they do great videos. And I thought that, someday I want to do videos like that. So I started, and I also love technology videos, like unboxing videos. and reviewing apps. So those are the types of content that I did. One of the problems, though, when creating video content and building your own brand and building your own channel is that it's gonna take a while to build a huge following. Not that I'm complaining. I'm okay to put the work in building your brand, but at the same time, I wanted to earn money doing video content for others. So that's actually what our co-founder Idol and I had this idea, because at this time when we had the idea of OneStop.live, it was kind of the very peak for live videos, and a lot of the conversations around entrepreneurs and startups in Israel at that time was like live video. So we kind of capitalized on that. We want to help live streamers earn money doing what they love while building their own brand, so that they can earn money creating content for businesses while at the same time building their own brand. So basically, OneStop.live is an open marketplace where live streamers and broadcasters from around the world can sign up. They can create their listing. They can sell their broadcasting services. So for example, they can host a show for another business page, and you can easily set it up in 5 minutes. So you can sign up, create your listing, and connect your PayPal, and businesses can already start booking you. So we believe that it's a great way for people to earn money for broadcasters, and at the same time, it's a great way for businesses to get access to high quality live video content done by experienced broadcasters. So that's our mission, is to help live streamers earn extra money from doing what they love and from doing something they're really good at the same time make it accessible for businesses to produce live videos to promote their products or events.
Okay, that's really great. Like what I understand, which is a really good concept, is what you're trying to bring people together. The broadcasters on one end, like broadcasters who can do live events, who can do interviews with customers, company people, and do some kind of video for services, product. And on other end, there are companies or small individuals who want to make a professional video done by a professional broadcaster who has been in the industry for some days, because every small entrepreneur cannot do the video. So you are bringing these two people together so they can advertise their product or some kind of PR for their product as they can be done. So
yes, very well said. Yeah.
So what I understand is how are you, when listings are there, who pays the stuff? Is it the buyer, who is trying to hire the services of the broadcaster, or the broadcaster who has listing on your site? Who pays?
Okay, so it's free to sign up and to book a broadcaster. However, the only time that you're going to get charged is when someone books you. So the broadcaster pays a 10% transaction fee for every booking. So for example, if you list your service for $50 an hour and someone books you for that, $5 will go to the OneStop.live platform and $45 will go to you. So we highly encourage our broadcasters that when they're pricing, they should consider the 10% transaction fee. And we actually have a great podcast on our page to help broadcasters that are doing live videos or creating courses for other live streamers. We're going to discuss pricing strategies on our next show on Wednesday. If you wanted to say your piece about pricing strategies, we'd love to have you as well, Kapil.
Okay, thank you. Thanks for the offer. So I am inviting my viewers, whoever wants to register to OneStop.live, if they are broadcasters, and even if they are not broadcasters, they are interested in hiring services of a broadcaster, they can come to OneStop.live. And I do understand that Irene Chen is broadcaster herself. She does live events. Uh, I understand from one of her interviews that she loves coffee, and she does live broadcasting for coffee shops. So you don't have to be a big brand, even a small thing, or I wouldn't call it small, but even a coffee shop can hire Irene Chan or other broadcasters and hire me even for doing local broadcasting of their premises. So please do join us at OneStopLife. So tell
Yes.
us, Irene, about
Thank
your
you.
experience of doing live events for coffee shops.
Okay, and this is something that I was kind of surprised because I wasn't planning to offer as a service, but a lot of people in my Facebook circle saw me doing live videos on coffee shops because it's just something that I do, and I love to do it. And I got approached on the private message, like, can you do the same thing but for our coffee shop, because we want to offer our coffee shop as a franchise. So it's a very exciting experience because I got paid doing what I love, and I also got to help the business, like, because their main problem was that they've been doing so many social media marketing campaigns, like posting images, posting articles, but they're not getting the results that they wanted. But and they were like, so we want something to change and we want something different. That's when they had the idea of doing a live video, and that's when they reached out to me. And it was a very fun experience for me and for the business owner, because we got to talk more about their business, and also the social media. And best of all is that we kind of like what you said about broadcasting, it brings people together. So there were a lot of people who watched the live video from different countries, and they got to kind of be a part of the coffee shop experience because they got to see it live.
So if you are in Philippines or Israel, and if you want to hire someone for live event, please contact Irene Chan. She'll be full to you.
Yeah, so you can just go to OneStop.live, and we actually added Urdu and Hindi as a language, broadcaster
Yes,
languages on OneStop.live.
yes, I've
We,
seen that. So anyone who is interested to have me, I speak English, Hindi, and Urdu. That's why I made that request to you that
yes.
please add Hindi and Urdu. It's a big market for you. There are about 1/3 of the world lives in this continent, so it's a big, huge market. But most of the people don't speak English, so Hindi and Urdu is like spoken in large area, so it's a good market for you.
Thank you so much for actually sharing that with me, because when we started OneStop.live, we were only looking at like UK and US and the Philippines, because these are countries that we know speak English mostly. But I didn't know there's so many broadcasters in India and Pakistan. So it's like I was really amazed to get to know more people in this part of the world. So it's really cool.
Yeah, so if you want a brand ambassador, you can have Rehan Allahwala in Pakistan. He's a brand ambassador for like a whole of Pakistan, and he's numerous broadcasters. And if you want a ambassador in India, I'm there. I can be your brand ambassador in India.
Yeah, it will be our honor. It would be a pleasure and honor for us.
So I would encourage again to my viewers, whoever wants to hire services of a broadcaster, or if they are broadcasters themselves. Today we are talking to Irene Chan, who is CMO and co-founder at OneStop.live. So do join, see the website. Irene, like any closing remark you want to say about yourself or your company?
Sure. I just want to thank you for giving me the opportunity to share my story, to share our mission at OneStop.Live. So, again, it's like this broadcast proves again like how live video brings people together. And I got to know more about you, and your audience got to know more about me as well. So, yeah, thank you. And see you at OneStop.Live.
Thank you, Irene.
Yeah. My pleasure.
Thank you, Irene. I am there on OneStop.Live, and I'll try to list more people there and try to list my services as well. I've just recently joined like with my PayPal account, so that's fine.
Awesome.
Okay. Thank you, everyone who joined us for this show. We were today talking to Irene Chan from Philippines. She is a CMO and co-founder at OneStop.Live. So I'll join you again for some other guest very soon. Thank you for viewing this broadcast of Exploration with Kapil Chawla. Thank you.